Welcome to Love and Money Secrets TV. I'm your host, Dame Lillian Walker, and today I have a great question. Amina Lebeskova, I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Amina Lebeskova requested an answer to this question. How do I know if I have a strong connection with the universe? Well, this is one of my favorite things to talk about is your connection with the great I am, with the universe, with all that with that energy which is all inside us and all around us. And so I actually wrote an answer to her. So I'm going to see if I could pull the answer that I wrote for her. And so I'm going to read the answer that I just wrote to her in Quora, and of course now I'm creating this video. Normally I just answer the video and then I write the response, but I'm going to answer here. I'm just going to read it. It says, Amina, there are many ways that you know that you have a strong connection with the universe. First, just your thinking of this question and bringing your awareness that you can have a strong connection with the universe is an indicator that you are in conscious awareness and thus more tuned in than most people. As you become aware of the words that you read here, and as you hear my voice in this video, and as you see what you see in this video, you'll become more aware and notice the subtleties, like the feeling of your bottom that you're sitting on as you sit in your chair, and the feeling of your feet, the sensation in your toes of your left foot. And now you notice the sensation of your toes on your right foot. You especially notice the sensation of your big toes nail and the slight little vibration and tingle, maybe a mild tingle that you feel, and you notice that it's traveling up your leg. And as you continue to become more aware of that, you become now aware of the air that the skin of your right foot feels, and you notice the temperature. And just minutes before you read this answer and you watch this video, you had no sensation or sensing of the powerful connection that you have with the universe. Now you realize, and you're recognizing with every word that I speak, that you have oftentimes seen unexplained, like flashes of light, shadows, repeating number sequences like 1111, 222, 999, 333, 555, and many others. And you'll understand that there have been moments you saw faces in clouds or trees or other unusual places, and you dismissed it as just it being your imagination. And there are so many indicators. And as you understand these truths, which are uniquely yours, you comprehend these have actually been amplified this past year as you reflect back, which is exactly what has led you to this post and to bring you to put this question here in Quora and now watch this video. So I would watch the 198 collective videos on DameLillianWalker.com, which may open up a greater realization that you are far more connected than you realized until this very moment. This is your divine birthright, and your spiritual gifts are also increasing, and new ones will be revealed, and you are on a very fun, exciting, and miraculous journey. So I want to elaborate a little bit more on the video here as to what I've just been discussing here. And I want any of you who are watching this video, whether you found the answer to this question that that Amina posed on Quora, if you're reading it, make no mistakes. If you read this on Quora and are reading this, and now you're clicking on the link to watch this video, and you are watching this video, one of the things that I learned, and I've tested and retested and double checked it, and it is just uncanny, the accuracy of this. But what I have found now is that because you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and we are at the same vibrational frequency, it would be impossible for you to be watching this video unless we were at the same vibrational frequency. So what this is telling me, and what this is just letting you know, you've been seeking and now you are finding. You are, in all likelihood, you are a 9. You are part of the 198 collective, and you're probably going, same reaction I had when I first heard the 198 collective. That number doesn't even make sense to me when I first heard that number. I said 198. That's kind of a bizarre, strange, far out number. So watch the videos, it will unfold and it will be revealed to you. As you're listening to this video, as you're listening to my voice with the words that I speak, you see what you see, you hear what you hear, you feel what you feel, you smell what you smell, you taste what you taste. You are having a deep down knowingness inside your body. It's a feeling that you have, which is your recognition, and you're embracing the fact that this resonates with you. So you are in heart coherence and brain coherence with this message. So this is letting me know that you are part of that special group of gifted people who you have a unique set of spiritual gifts that are already, you were born with these spiritual gifts. And make no mistakes, you have latent gifts that have been kind of like a sleeping program that after you watch this video, one by one, or maybe, I don't know how this all works because I am just learning a lot of this in real time with you. Every day I learn something new. And one of the things that was revealed to me earlier this year is that every single time you go to sleep, you have different spiritual gifts, different light activation codes that are being imprinted into your DNA, and then they will pop on as you need them and as you are able to cope with them, because you are actually bringing in more light into your body. And you also have these things called dimensional overlays, which if you watch the videos, at first I was like, dimensional overlays, what are those all about? So trust me, I had the same questions, the same doubts, the same curiosity as you. So this is very exciting news. Today is a very special day too. And at first when I woke up, I didn't even realize it. And then about an hour ago, it dawned on me. Something came across my desk and it made me aware of the fact that today is 10/20/2020. There's 3 20s. That's 20, 2020. That's a lot of 10s. There's a lot of completions here. We're October, which is a 10. Then there's the number 20. That's 2 more 10s. And then 2020, that's 4 more 10s. It's like completion, completion, completion. We are in the last 100 days of the year. There's like 80 somewhat days left in the year, maybe 70 something days left in the year. Things are speeding up. Things are happening faster. The good news is that it's going to be with ease and with flow. I'm sure if you're like me, you've always thought, oh, wouldn't it be wonderful to win the lotto? Wouldn't it be wonderful to be showered with blessings? Wouldn't it be wonderful to be showered with gifts? Wouldn't it be wonderful to just have like a waterfall of wonderful things happening to you? Guess what? It's happening to you. If you've had the sniffles, allergies, colds, anything like that, it's about to disappear. If you have had aches and pains and things that don't feel so good about you, it's about to disappear. If you have had certain challenges or problems or obstacles or unwanted things coming into your experience, they're going to solve and resolve and dissolve themselves. As you look for the positive cues and clues all around you, you're going to start to become aware of all these awesome things that are coming to you. I mean, it's crazy how these things happen. You'll have funny things like in a place where you never can find parking, you're going to find the best parking spot. You are going to get free Starbucks. Maybe you'll pay for 1 Starbucks and you'll get 2. Or you will buy something at a store and inadvertently you're the 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever numbered customer, and you get a buy one get one free coupon, or you get a gift certificate, or all sorts of, I can't tell you specifically what it's going to be, but you are going to have, I want you to start looking for those things. Make no mistakes. You are a 9. Just like I didn't know it until earlier this year, now you're going to know it. And so there are exciting things I want you to start to look for, pay attention. And as you look around you, you go, I don't know when, I don't know how, but you are going to see the most unusual things. If you see flashes of light, if you're in a pretty much dark room where there's no way that a light from the outside can be getting into your room, and all of a sudden you see a flash of light in your room, say out loud, I saw that, I acknowledge that. It's a sign that one of your angels, might be more than one, don't be surprised. You might have one angel everybody has one angel that is assigned to them at birth. So you always have one angel, and I just found out what my angel's name was last year. I always knew that I had angels around me, but it was a very strong presence, and he's always right here, like all the time. Literally, he's 2 inches away from me. He's really, really tall. He's like really, really tall. He's like 3 meters or 10 feet tall. He's like really, really tall. And he's nothing like anything I would have ever imagined. Very loving, very protective. I think I did a video. I don't remember. I do so many videos. I don't remember if I did a video where I disclosed the details of that interaction. I may have. I think I may have in one of my Dr. Joe testimonials, because it was I was in a monastery for 7 days while I was visiting Cancun for 3 weeks last June. And so a lot of specifics. In fact, there was a whole group of all sorts of other wonderful beings. And I want you guys to know there's nothing to be afraid of. Remember, love and fear cannot occupy the same space. If you're afraid of, whether it's losing something, or afraid of the unexpected, or you're afraid of change, or you're afraid of whatever, you could be afraid of a color. You could be afraid of a dark shadow. Make no mistakes, those dark shadows are not necessarily bad things. Sometimes those dark shadows are your ancestors that are just coming into your midst. And by ancestors, I mean people that you are related to who have passed away, people who loved you, in fact, love you and have loved you, who are in your midst. And they're simply circling around to let you know they're there to support and aid you. And as you give yourself permission to accept that love and to just visualize in your mind's eye that you have an open heart. Visualize. Oh my gosh, just by saying that, I felt a little tingle in my heart. It's like, woo, we're doing this now. So, and I want you to feel the same joy. This open-hearted feeling is so contagious. These are emotions that are welling up of joy and excitement. Oh my gosh, I don't want to cry on camera. But I want you to feel what it feels like to have this open-heartedness, and how you have an entire other dimension of reality that is there at your beck and call. And I am here to tell you, you know what? No one gets off this planet scot-free. No one gets off this planet without any pain, without any suffering, without any challenges, turmoil, problems, betrayals, backstabbings, deaths, physical injury, emotional, spiritual, psychological injury. We all come perfect as babies into this world, and then our souls agreed to go through this fire that we called life. But we can experience heaven on earth. We really, really can. And some of you are going, oh yeah, but Lillian, you don't understand. I've been, young and single and unmarried, and I can't seem to find the right person. And I just have one catastrophe after another. Every boyfriend I've had or every girlfriend I've had, it's all ended terribly. The last one, I was heartbroken. Listen. I hate to say it, but we all go through that shit. Now, my mentor, I have two phenomenal mentors that are like really prevalent in my life right now, and it's Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. David Snyder. And Dr. David Snyder, I want you to jot this down. Dr. David Snyder, who happens to be our program sponsor, he says that shit is specialized hypnotic induction techniques. Okay? So don't get all offended. Don't get your panties all wadded up in a bunch. If you don't like this video, I doubt that you'd be watching this video and be still online here if this didn't resonate with you. If there's always trolls, there's naysayers. I don't care about them. Swipe left, delete that little X button. I want you to magnify it and I want you to click off. If this doesn't resonate with you, if you don't like it, if you don't like the way I look, anything about this doesn't appeal to you, stop watching. There's millions of videos on YouTube. Go watch one of those. But I know that there's a 99.999% chance that I know Amina, who asked this question for this video. Amina, this is especially for you. And for those of you who are watching this that were called to by whatever way, shape, or form, it is no accident. A God incident, which is a word I invented when I had my radio show, The Bottom Line Show Live. I started to see these patterns and I started to see these common traits among all these people who, many of whom were on Oprah's show. They were guests on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and they were on my show, and they were CEOs, captains of industry. They were Fortune 500 CEOs and chairmen of the boards, and every single one of them had terrible circumstances, from one train wreck after another in terms of relationships. I'll never forget Dr. Bruce Lipton. After 17 years of marriage, even though he had his business life and so forth, everything was phenomenal, but it was one train wreck after the other. He actually had to swear off dating, swear off finding the love of his life, because he's like, why is it that here he's teaching medical school. He is known as the father of modern epigenetics. He is doing stem cell therapy and cloning stem cells in the 60s, before I was born. And in his personal life, it looked like a trash can. It was just terrible. And so he was running around with all this heartache. He's like, and finally he invites this girl to a second home that he happens to have, I think in Bermuda, in the Virgin Islands, or in the Caribbean. And so he's got pretty much anything that money can buy, and he's, a bachelor, and he's teaching medical school, and he's around a lot of beautiful, intelligent, fairly well-to-do people. And he's dating this girl, and this girl tells him, no way. He's like, you want to go out with me, and why don't you come stay with me for the weekend? We'll go stay at my, I've got a bungalow in Bermuda. We can stay there. And she's like, no way. You're way too needy. Can you imagine? It's like, oh, not only break my heart, but stab me in the back. And oh my gosh, didn't even soften the blow. That's harsh. It's like, oh, let me pull out the dagger from my back. And it's like, here he's trying to be a kind gentleman, and he's like trying to woo her and take her out. And she's going, no way. It's like, you're way too needy. However, he was conscious enough to realize that there was something greater that was going on. And so he hit the pause button. He's like, oh, that was heartache. Yes, he felt like he got stabbed in the back. He's like taking out the dagger and going, rather than reacting to her and getting all angry, because apparently he had a high level of testosterone, because he didn't retort back. He didn't get angry. He obviously, it was very much in his masculine energy, so he just listened. He's like, wait a minute. I'm the common denominator to all my relationships. And am I needy? And you'll have to, there's plenty of interviews. In fact, you can check on the Bottom Line Show Live If you go to the internet, you go to Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, you'll find the interview there. In fact, I'll see if I can put a link in this description. But the bottom line is that one common denominator amongst all the people that I've interviewed over my entire lifetime is that not only does success leave clues, but they all had terrible adversity in the past. Some of them, like Dr. Joe, my God, he broke his back. They told him he was going to be a paraplegic. His spine was fractured in so many places, they said that your spine cannot support the weight of your head. You may not know this, but your head is about 18% of your body weight. It's pretty heavy. We don't think about it because, you know, most of us have not broken our backs in 3 places. I've actually I was hit by an OCTA bus last, keep on wondering, is it 2016, 2017? I think it was 2017. 2017, I was hit by an Orange County Transit Authority bus. Yes, make no mistakes, not a fun experience. Painful. I suffered traumatic brain injury, neck injury, lower back injury, leg laceration, leg injury, my shoulders my shoulders were actually of the least, but those still every now and then wake me up in the middle of the night if I'm sleeping on my right or my left side. The bottom line is, it sucks to get hit by a car, let alone a bus, while you're riding your bike. So bad things happen to everyone. Is it the end of the world? No. I'm getting over it. Slowly, I'm healing. I'm much better now than I was, obviously, when that first happened. Do I have things still to overcome? Yes. It's a work in progress. I have faith that I'm going to get back to 100%. But bad things happen to all of us. It's like, well, what else qualifies you to, be here talking about these things? Well, let me tell you, my friends and gems, if you, my firstborn, I lost my firstborn. My oldest son, when he was 11, he almost died. He was in the hospital for not 1, not 2 weeks, not 3 weeks, not 4 weeks, not 5 weeks, not 6 weeks, not 7 weeks, not 8 weeks, for 11 and a half weeks. He was hospitalized. We thought we were going to lose him. He was diagnosed for 5.5 weeks while he's in pediatric intensive care. He went from 79 pounds to 58, 59 pounds. He was literally disappearing. He went from being able to do black diamond run ski slope snow skiing, to being paralyzed from the neck down. Okay? We almost lost him. My husband's co-worker 4 months before, diagnosed with Guillain-Barré, within 2 weeks, dead. Went into respiratory arrest because it's a syndrome where the paralysis starts from your feet and it travels upward. When it hit his diaphragm, he was not able to breathe. They didn't catch it in time. He went into respiratory arrest, dead. Okay? So that happened with my son. If you don't think that's bad enough, all 3 of my kids were premature. I was on bed rest. You would think after I lost my first child and then I was on bed rest for my 3 kids, I was in the hospital for up to a year just so I could have a healthy, happy baby. With my daughter, I was in the hospital 17 times. They told me she was going to have a heart condition. She was going to be born disfigured if she was even going to make it. And as she was being born, she bottom lined, flatted out. She went into cardiac arrest because in the midst of my premature labor, I get placenta abrupta, my placenta completely unattached. So she had no blood supply and she had no oxygen right as she's being born. So I've been around the block. I've been through some difficult circumstances. I went through a painful, ugly, what seemed like a amicable divorce in the first year became a very wicked, very dark. When people become afraid, they do desperate, strange things. And the truth is, there are divorce attorneys they have no scruples. They completely lie. They fabricate. I had an occasion where they said they sanctioned me for not being in court when I was in court. I have my parking ticket to validate it. So yeah, that was a crappy experience, and it lasted 5 freaking years. It lasted way too long. So yeah, I've been through my grief. I know what it's like to have the thought of wanting to, commit suicide. I'm not proud to say it. Up until last year, I never admitted it to anyone. That was over 10 years ago? When was that? 2000? I think that was, oh my gosh, it was 20 years ago. That was a long time ago. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but that was that long ago. For 2 days. Of course, I only struggled 2 days, but it was 2 days where 24/7, I really thought, this is too painful. I just need to end this. And here I am. I'm very, very glad that I didn't. So yeah, I've been around the block. I've had some bad things happen, and the truth is, things can get infinitely worse, or they can get infinitely better. The choice is yours. God does not take away your free will. The divine, the universe does not take your free will. That is the prime directive, that your free will cannot be imposed upon and cannot be taken away. So you get to choose how you're going to use your free will. How are you going to take your awareness, and with your free will, you decide to take your awareness and focus it on that thing that you want. I'm going to share with you. This is not just drinking water. This is spring water that's fortified with minerals. But if you notice on there, I have some things that are engraved. I have the shape of a heart. I have the word love. I have the number 8 because that's the infinity signal. It's the sign for infinite love, because I am embracing infinite unconditional love. And I also, inside that intention, I also want to attract into my experience. I'm not going to go searching out, hunting, but I want to attract into my experience. I know that the universe will bring to me the love of my life. That person, that individual. There's 7 billion people on this planet. I know for a fact that there's probably 20 or 30 prospects in this entire globe. Teachings of Abraham say that there's several thousand. I'm kind of picky, so I'm going to say that there's about 22 or 23. And I just need that one person that will be my, the love of my life, and that I will be their love of their life, that we can share love with each other and have a beautiful life experience together, and we will learn and grow with each other. And so that's part of I have other symbols here. I'm not going to tell you what all of them are. Here's the sign of Solomon, which is also the Star of David, but that's a powerful anagram in Judaism. So anyhow, I'm going to end this here. I just want you to know that you do, in fact, have a strong connection. And the last thing I'm going to say, just because it makes me happy, is I want you to click the like button. Just click the like button, because it makes me happy. Save this video so that you can share it with a friend, and hit that notification bubble. I always call it bubble. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time we have a new video that's uploaded to my YouTube channel. And to watch, I really want to encourage you to check out Becoming Supernatural. Because if you're a 9, if you're part of the 198 Collective, if this entire message resonates with you, you're going to want to do a deep dive study of Becoming Supernatural, written by Dr. Joe Dispenza. We do a read, review, and apply. I give you commentary. I give you my personal life experiences, and I give you the shortcuts that I wished I would have known, that had I received them before I read the book, and as I applied the principles, they would have given me a shortcut and fast-tracked, collapsed time frames so I could receive results faster. So that's it. That's all I'm going to share with you now. I love, appreciate, adore, and respect you, and thank you for tuning in, tapping in, turning on to Love and Money Secrets TV. And this is a very long QUORA answer, but it is what it is. Okay? Ciao for now.